I'm coming back on this feed. It's not for fluff. It's going to be for truth. And the truth is, in 2021, weeks after getting to Philly, I found out I was pregnant. Now, I made the decision to have an abortion, and it was not easy, but that decision was mine. Now, instead of protecting me, the man I was with told his gossip-loving mother, and she ran straight to the feeds, Facebook, all platforms, to turn my life into headlines. That betrayal was piled on top of the people I did trust and told, yelling, "You'd be a great mom. You should have it. Have it, give it to me." While not one of them was going to put food on my table or make sure I didn't lose my mind in the process. Now check it out. I found out I was pregnant on April 1st of 2021. Days later, Joey's dad calls me up to fill in for their band. Y'all remember that premier wedding band here in Philly? Yeah. Y'all was all online and all excited for me, screaming about how y'all couldn't believe it. I'd only been in Philly like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I'm already singing with a big ass band. Yeah, But let's talk about the truth. Let's talk about the reality. The entire day of that show, I was praying to Yahweh, everybody, that I wouldn't have to cancel because I couldn't speak or breathe without throwing up. Y'all, I couldn't even cough or belch without shitting myself. Go ahead and laugh. It's funny. But guess what? I had to pull it all together and put on a formal gown and go stand upright, singing, pushing, and acting as if everything's fine. Why? Because I was the only honest breadwinner in the house, and somebody had to go make the fucking money. So, from the very beginning, it wasn't just about a pregnancy. It was about carrying everything while I was already falling apart and couldn't even get basic motherfucking respect. And y'all want to know what stung the most? The one that was supposed to be my best friend, his sister. Well, remember, we hadn't told anyone yet. 10 days later, after we find out we're pregnant, his sister Melinda calls on April 11th to wake us up to tell us she's pregnant. Now, while she's talking, and on speakerphone, I literally mouthed to Joey, "Do not fucking say a word." Because we had not decided what we were doing yet. At that point, I hadn't even told no one. But what does he do? He blurts out, "Well, guess what, Melinda? We're having a baby too." Y'all, when I tell you I wanted to knock him clear into the middle of 2027, I could have punched him and not cared if he died in that moment. Why? Because that was a total wrecking of all safety and vulnerability. He just showed me I can't trust you. And instantly, the energy even shifted in the conversation with Melinda. She went from being happy to bitter. She literally said, "Fuck, I can't have shit. Great, Joey. Now you gonna have a kid, and with Erica, all the attention's gonna be on y'all's kid." And from that moment on, she was on the train with her mother, making my life hell. Yeah, my best friend. And here's the part I need people to really hear. Some people always need a scapegoat. That whole family, from Melinda all the way down. Melinda wanted to make my kid the scapegoat for everything she had failed to do in her own life or didn't want to deal with. They were also ready to make my unborn child the reason Joey wasn't going to be able to show up for his kids that was already on this earth, which ironically, he wasn't showing up for him anyways. That's a whole nother story. But anyways, but the reason her kid wasn't going to get attention was going to be because of this child. Well, guess what? There's no baby. So now what? What's the excuse now? I do often wonder who they're shoving their blame on now. Or have they all finally decided to, I don't know, stand up and own their shit? I digress, because that's not why we're here. But let's fast forward. Let me go ahead and also help you guys understand something that said, you should just have it. Now, some of y'all remember I cut my thumb. Well, around the exact time that I would have been delivering that baby is when I cut my thumb and had to go to the ER and had to get my fucking thumb stitched up. But the nurses weren't worried about my finger. Nah, they were in awe because when they checked me, I was at stroke level. They couldn't believe I was coherent, let alone drove myself there and was sitting there talking with them when they saw my numbers. They were like, you should be unconscious or worse. The doctor actually looked at me and said, is there an actual reason that you can pinpoint that your blood pressure may be high? And all I could do was laugh because I said, yeah, He's sitting out there in the waiting room. His name's Joey. That would be my motherfucking stroke. But in that moment, it all hit me. Bitch, you probably would be dead right now if you listen to other people's opinions, if you let opinions drive your life. Had I stayed pregnant, I probably would not be sitting here telling you all this story right now. You know, that's why I always say advice is fucking cheap and real support is motherfucking rare. People love to scream their opinions, but they don't have to live the fallout. And the irony, the same motherfuckers that was yelling, you need to have the baby, I'll take care of it. Y'all are the same ones. You haven't lifted a finger to support me in rebuilding my life since. So let me say this too. When a man says, she didn't give me a choice, brother, your actions already made the choice. I know. Y'all don't like accountability, but guess what? If you leave a woman with no option but abortion, you made your choice long before she had to go make hers. Sit with it. Because this is not about shame. This is not up for a debate. This is about survival and honesty and authenticity. And if you don't understand that, maybe it's because you've never had to actually choose between life, death, and everyone else's noise. I don't need your comments, and I damn sure don't need your applause. But what you are going to do is sit with this truth.